Okay, so our last part is going to think about what a sustainable city is. Now, one of the answers to the problem is the fact that urban areas are becoming increasingly unpleasant for people to live. One of the solutions that some town planners and city planners have come up with is building sustainable cities. Now, sustainable cities offer a good quality of life to current residents, but they don't reduce the opportunities for future residents to enjoy. So, looking at something that isn't just good in 2020, but will be good for your children to enjoy in 2040. Now, key features of sustainable city: resources and services in the city are accessible to all. Public transport is seen as a viable alternative to cars. Now, viable means it's realistic for people. It's not just, for example, in Glasgow, public transport often for me wasn't a viable alternative to a car because I couldn't get from where I lived back home in Glasgow to the school I was working at. I needed to take 3 buses. So it wasn't a realistic option because it took so long. Prague, on the other hand, I would argue public transport is a viable alternative. You have it linked into Google Maps to make it easy to plan routes. You have lots of different options. You have metro, you have tram, you have bus, and it's usually possible to get from any place you want to another place you want to get with great ease. So with maybe only one change in your public transport. It's quick, it's easy, that would be viable, it's realistic. Then public transport is safe and reliable. So again, it's safe. People don't feel nervous travelling on it. They don't feel that their safety is at risk. And reliable, it comes when it says it does. Now, again, to give the example of Prague, trams, buses, metro generally come when they say they will. In the case of the metro in the morning for a commuter, someone travelling to work, the metro comes every sort of 2 minutes. And it tends not to break down very often. In other cities, for example, London, people complain a lot about the transport not being reliable, complain about it not arriving on time. Same for where I lived in Glasgow, often transport would not arrive on time. Walking and cycling is safe. Okay, so it's possible to walk and cycle without feeling you're in any danger. There's access to affordable housing, so it's not a case as in London where you could be paying for a one-room studio apartment, you could be paying hundreds of thousands to buy that. It's not like in Tokyo where you're seeing the housing so unaffordable, people are living in that. Remember the small square with the bit cut out the centre? That would not, and that was still very expensive. That was not affordable housing. Areas of open space are safe, accessible, and enjoyable. So an example of open space would be a park. So again, safe, accessible. That means everyone, regardless of physical ability, can get in there, and it's enjoyable. And wherever possible, renewable resources are used instead of non-renewable resources. So this is thinking about eco-friendly. Are you using fossil fuels? Are you using petrol? Or are you using better eco-friendly technology? New homes are energy efficient. So again, thinking about eco-friendly, does it cost you a lot of money to pay for your heating and electricity? Or are they using things like maybe solar power? Or maybe running off wind power? This would be an energy efficient home. Waste is seen as a resource and is recycled wherever possible. So this is it easy for residents to recycle? Community links are strong and communities work together to deal with issues such as crime and security. Now, the next task in your notebook is thinking of an example. So what I want you to do is think of a city that you believe is sustainable. Now, this is a research task, and you have to name the city and also say why you think it's sustainable. So you'll be looking back at this video and maybe an example of City X is sustainable because there's access to affordable housing for maybe this is people in jobs such as nurses or teachers who don't earn a large salary but are essential workers. And that would be you giving an example of that. Maybe you'd be giving an example of new homes are energy efficient. So maybe you'd say this is a sustainable city because in this area new homes were built that were energy efficient. So you've got to clearly explain. I'm looking for at least sort of 4 or 5 sentences here. Why is it why is it a sustainable city? And once you've done that, remember to go on to the next page in your notebook because there's one last task for you.